Hey, so I had a few people email me about the school district of Philadelphia when I posted about the 40 schools possibly closing at the end of the year. Wanted a little more information, wanted to see what was happening. Okay, plain and simple. This comes down to the Philadelphia school district spending too much and educating too little, and gross mismanagement, and mainly doing with the previous superintendent, which was named Arlene Ackerman. Um, She was put into power, I believe, 2003, 2004. I'm not exactly sure, but this was to combat, No Child Left Behind. Unfortunately, she did raise the rates of passing the standardized test to 50%, something that hasn't been done. But again, doing so, she grossly overspent, and she was forced out. And it's a whole story about her. And to Google her, you'll see. Um, The main thing with the Philadelphia school districts is that they plan on closing 40 schools at the end of this year, and six more until 2007. Subsequently, closing 64 schools. For the record, there's 291 schools in the public schools within the school district of Philadelphia, as well as 55 charter schools. Okay, again, the school closings will affect public as well as charter schools because charter schools get federal funding. As long as they get funding, unless they're self-sustainable, they get federal funding from a majority of federal funding from the government, then they probably possibly could be closed down. All right. Um, One thing they want to do is that I read up on is that 25% of students in the Philadelphia school district attend charter schools. They want to kind of increase that to close to 40%, which would help reduce the budget. Um, they want unions to give back. They want to outsource certain programs. Um, One program I think was lunches, things of that nature, just stuff so they can basically save money. Um, what depresses me the most in this is that when we look at the percentage of ethnicity within the school district of Philadelphia, it's basically 64% black, and then it's 15% Hispanic, 13% white. That's just in public schools. Charter schools, 65, 13% Hispanic, 18% white. Um, could I say that this is overcompensating the overall deficiencies within the African American community? I mean, we can actually bring it to that our parents, or not really my parents, because my father's an older gentleman, so actually the generation before me, we can go into drugs and the effects of drugs and the low economic status and the non-education of people and the inability to sustain themselves and the lack of education, lack of opportunities, which was passed down to my generation, which is now passed on to the generation going to school now. I have a daughter. She is in a charter school. Um, one of the best schools in the district's waiting list for over a year. We put her on the list basically when she was 4. She's in kindergarten. She's going to go to first grade. But I'm thinking about the overall aspect of it that gross mismanagement, declining enrollment, which is again on the parents. How could parents allow their child not to go to school? But again, the circumstances are so convoluted and complicated. I don't know them, and I don't pretend to, and I won't say things that or comment on things I have no idea about. Um, the main thing I wanted to say is that for those of you who did post, if you, we are trying. Of course, the school districts are automatically fighting. MoveOn.org, or is another organization trying to sign petitions is I never get that. Petitions is petitions, but if you call your congressman, go into these meetings, talk to the people, I mean, they want a voice, not a bunch of piece of paper with names on it. But that's just something I learned. Um, Going back to the employment, um, my yeah, I could call him my nephew, who goes to one of the charter schools in Philadelphia, and I'm looking at the staff, and the staff, which is horrible. Mastery charter school, they're horrible. Principal is, you can tell it's for the paycheck. The administrative staff, they're just there to get a paycheck, and it's sad. And then I hope parents don't just tolerate that, okay, because this is what's there. No, it's not the only option you have. Of course, when you think about it within the context of a whole worldly or a worldly or spherical um, venture or concept, okay, we're not the worst in the world. Of course, you can think of the Dominican Republic. I had friends that go there that think that our school district is a great deal better. Let's not even go into third world countries. Of course, we're not the top in the top of the world. The top, I think, top 25. I think we are 25th in the world, if I'm not mistaken. But when you think about it, I mean, what we want to do is give our children opportunities. And again, I want to talk to the African American community itself. You want to give your child an opportunity to achieve. And the onus is on the parents, not on anyone else. I mean, this is the main point of this. The onus is on the parents. The onus, of course, is on the school district for grossly overspending. But as parents, we can say, okay, maybe we shouldn't get this program because where the money's going to come from later down in life, later down the line. Again, that goes back to the administration of the school district to think, okay, possibly we could be spending this, but what's going to happen 5 years from now? Okay, am I just going to get paid and then try to get forced to resign, get paid, get a nice compensation, and then file for unemployment? Again, that's going back to Arlene Ackerman. Um, Overall, the situation is, I'm not going to say dire, but if we can spend trillions of dollars on war, for real, let's not delude ourselves, then we can spend, was it 218 million to get the school budget back into place so that we can properly educate children. And I know they're black children, they're African American children. Please. That's it. Thank you very much. Comment. Thank you.